Heather, what is your knowledge of alchemy?
Very little.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Okay, alchemy is the study to which, through some sort of transmutation, it's pretty much equivalent exchange. Everything is made up of atoms and material and everything. And if you arrange them in certain ways, you can actually form a different material out of it. Say, this phone right here. If I wanted to, I could put it in an alchemic circle, and then by touching it, I could separate out everything that it's made up of. The glass, the silicon processor, everything. I could separate them out into their raw materials.
Mm-hmm.
Now, human beings, what we are, human beings, what you could actually do is the raw materials that you have to have in order to make up a human being actually don't cost that much.
Okay.
Do you know that?
Yeah.
Okay, so technically you should be able to just make a human, right? With alchemy. Because you can take stuff apart and you can put stuff together. But is that possible in your mind? No?
No.
What would you say is the reason for that?
Organs.
No. The human organs, they've taken into account everything that a human is made of. Organs are just water and proteins. I mean, taking everything into account, I mean literally everything that a human body requires in order to exist. The raw materials. Is it possible to make a human being?
I guess it technically is. I mean, we can do a lot of things.
Well, there's cloning, which cloning, you take the genetic material from somebody, let's say like you, put it in a test tube for a little bit, let it grow, and then put it in an artificial fetus, and eventually it'll grow into its own human being.
Why would you ever want to clone me?
I don't know. Why did man want to go to the moon? It's a big empty ball of nothing.
I started to say to get to the other side.
Okay, you could actually make the argument humanity is kind of like the chicken crossing the road. Why? To get to the other side. Why do people do anything? Why did we start a YouTube channel?
Why did we start a YouTube channel?
Exactamundo. Why indeed? These are the questions that drive the ever evolving thing that is humanity forward. Why do we do anything? Thank you, Windows Defender. Anyway, Fullmetal Alchemist is a series back in 2004, 2003 or 2004, I forget. But anyway,
a while ago.
Huh?
A while ago.
Yeah, over 10 years ago. And it is considered by many to be one of the most seminal works of anime or animation in the last 20 years.
Okay.
A lot of people consider it like we talked about Cowboy Bebop. It's a gateway anime. Some people got into anime from watching this. For some people, this is their mecca. This is their greatest anime of all time.
Okay.
Now, you may have this reaction. You may not have this reaction. It completely depends upon you. So, knowing all this, Heather, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm kind of excited.
All right. Let's let's see what happens.
You ready?
Oh, forgot subtitles.
Be scared now. Everything's perfect.
It doesn't match at all.
Well, that's right. It doesn't. I forget. No, they don't have the converted. They don't have like the converted English subtitles. So this is alchemy. You create a transmutation circle with a certain action. It's like computer programming, and thus it's programmed to do a certain action.
The science of understanding the structure of matter.
Full of what?
Sand.
Fullmetal Alchemist.
Quite literally. Okay. Edward Elric is the one who has the blonde hair. He's the one who's yeah. The other one, Alphonse, is the one who's in the suit of armor.
Well, that's freakish.
Some kind of religious broadcast. Your buddy's in a suit of armor and you're wearing gloves in the desert and you call us freaks?
Got a point.
Yeah, okay.
Uh-oh.
You mean that little shorty there? Shorty! You're gonna shorty do this? What else you wanna call me, a half-pint beach brown midget? I'm still growing, you backwater desert idiots!
I see there's plenty
Backwater desert idiots.
He's got quite a temper on him, especially when people talk about his height.
Don't mind me. I'd hate to spoil all the fun.
The
This
laws.
isn't witchcraft.
Well, the laws of
It's science.
equivalent
You don't make
exchange.
things out of thin air. In chemistry, a reaction has to be balanced. So does alchemy.
A chimera.
Oh, that's for me.
Oh.
Sorry. 1,000 apologies, everybody. What? I'm hungry.
Pizza break.
Pizza time. All right, here we go.
And animals, the most depraved kind of alchemy there is.
Maybe so, but most effective. You are the Fullmetal Alchemist.
One minute, Mom.
I liked it.
You liked it?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's alright. I don't know that I would have ever watched it on my own.
So, what do you think of of the characters so far? What do you think of Edward Elric and Alphonse Elric, the two main characters? One without one missing an arm and a leg, and the other missing their entire body.
The one missing their entire body, I like a little better, actually.
Well, yeah.
I think he is fun.
Oh, yeah. Here's the thing about both brothers. Alphonse is more accepting of the idea of the unknown.
Yeah.
And what we cannot see and what we don't know, we possibly may never know, because here's the thing. Hubris is a hell of a thing. You know what hubris is?
Nope.
Hubris is when a person thinks they know enough to where they don't have to worry about consequences. Hubris is me saying, "Oh, I know people are going to do this all because I say it's right, and because I say it's what's needed and what's necessary. So these people need to do this." Are they bound by anything to follow through with what I put forward?
Nope.
And they shouldn't be. Thus, my hubris has become my enemy. That's just like you. You say, "Oh, this person will do this, guaranteed. I know them. They'll do this. They'll do that." And they don't.
Yeah.
Hubris. Hubris is a weird thing. And from what and from my first time watching this, I gathered Edward, the older brother, the one with the false limbs, he suffers from a great deal of hubris.
He's also salty.
Well, he is salty. I mean, he's short. And he's short. But no, in all honesty, no.
And so they were trying to bring their mom back to life, right?
That's what you saw at the very beginning, yes.
Yeah.
They
Are we
got
going to
it.
find out what happened to that monstrosity thing they brought?
You'll see.
Okay.
All in due time. I will say this, though.
Monstrosity.
All in all,
Mobster.
you... I see what you're doing. And I don't fucking whack it. I'm just joking. I don't care either way. So, in all honesty, what we have here is we have, two brothers pretty much fighting against the world.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much what I got from the first episode when I first watched it years and years and years ago.
Yeah.
And one of them has a tremendous talent. He can do alchemy without a transmutation circle. All he has to do is go, and thus he's able to create whatever he imagines. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, it's cool.
Imagine you being able to do that. You just being like, you know what? I want a pillow. Next thing you know, you got a pillow, and you're just...
Wish I could.
Oh, don't we all? Don't we all wish that, we had the powers of, they're presented in Fullmetal Alchemist?
Be so good.
Yeah, but at the same time, what would happen if you tried to do alchemy and you didn't follow equivalent exchange? What would be taken from you? Case in point, they tried to bring a human back to life. One brother lost their body, and the other lost their limbs.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a very, very difficult thing to try and wrap your head around how everything works in this universe. Just starting out from the first episode, but would you say that you like? You said that you like this.
Yeah.
Okay. And what? Okay, you said that you liked the younger brother. What other things did you like about it? The atmosphere? The
atmosphere was okay. I think it'll grow on me.
Okay.
The humor was nice. I liked a little bit of humor. I'm all about comic relief, so.
And that's the thing about Ed. He's the hero, but yet he's also the comic relief.
Yeah.
which is actually pretty damn funny.
Yeah, it's a little more anime than what anime I would normally watch, if that makes sense.
So this is closer to the type of anime you'd watch, or is it more?
It's further. Anime I like Elfen Lied, Death Note, Attack on Titan. They all have a different feel than this type of anime, and I don't know how to express that, but
They're more dark in tone.
And also, like, the dramatic face exchange or the squeakier voices or things like that. Like the one brother in the suit, he has a higher voice.
Well, he's 14.
Well, a 14-year-old doesn't have that high of a voice. I don't know. I'm just saying, like...
You don't hang around many 14-year-olds. I play games online, so I hear them a lot.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I just kind of... I'm trying to think of the way to express it. I'm losing words. It's like... The actual art style is different. The whole way things are presented is different.
Hmm.
But I don't know how to say that technically, so someone will know what I'm trying to say. At least one person is going to understand.
I get what you're saying. The art direction is not what you're used to.
Yeah.
Like in this, there's chibi elements. What I mean by chibi elements is like the ridiculous part where Ed's picking up those two guys by their heads and spinning them around, like stuff like that.
Yeah, and the Pokemon and stuff like that. Like in Pokemon, it has the similar feel.
In terms of like the monsters?
No, not the monsters. Just like the actual art.
Oh. Well.
And then Attack on Titan, Death Note, Elfen, they all have a different feel than that.
Well, they have a more...
Erased has a different feel.
Well, they have a more... you see, the lines... This was pointed out to me a long time ago, and I didn't understand it at first. The eyes and the mouth are the two big expressing factors when it comes to characters in anime. If you look, whenever in majority of those anime that you're talking about, do the bounds of their eyes or their mouths ever leave the lines of their face?
No.
In this, it does.
That's the different style I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's the chibification. That's the... A lot of people used to rely on the chibification for comedy aspect. Yeah. And that's to me when I see comedy that's presented that way, I can see why, because it's over the top in some way, because you're breaking the boundaries of the character's face lines and all that versus staying within the face, say like comedy that you'd see in Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
They'd never go outside the face lines.
And see, I think I'm just not about it, but at the same time, the story was good enough for me to look past it.
Okay. So, yeah. Full Metal Alchemist, Season 1, Episode 1, Those Who Challenge the Sun. Pretty good?
Yeah. It was a good opening.
Good opening, okay. So, we will have to see how Heather likes the rest of the series. Like I said, well, the series goes progressively more in one direction, and you start to see less and less of a certain style that you're talking about.
Yeah.
And we will see how she handles that. So, I guess if you want to see more in-depth discussion on this,
yeah,
if you want to see Heather's full thoughts about this, feel free to go to feel free to go to her channel. The link to the video, link to her channel will be down below in the description. Also, a link to the original video on Netflix will be available down there as well if you want to watch this. If you have Netflix, if you don't, hey, Netflix isn't that much, and
it's like $8.
Yeah, it's not that bad. And honestly, if you want to see more from us in terms of if you're watching this on YouTube, then you're not getting the full experience. If you want to see the full reaction, then head over to our Patreon and sign up on our Patreon, and you will be fully able to access our full reactions. Sorry,
Heather hasn't seen.
Yeah, of Heather hasn't seen. That's what I was getting to. Sorry, I got a little bit of a headache. So let me lay that out. Sorry. So if you want to see the full reactions to Heather Hasn't Seen and our reactions on Renegade's React, head over to our Patreon. There's a reward on there. You sign up for it, and you get unlimited access to all of our reactions, whether they are old or new. I mean, if there's a series on there that you didn't know we reacted to, which by the time you're watching this, if if you're just tuning in, then you've probably seen everything. But if you are just tuning in now and this has been released 6 months, a year ago,
there's a lot you're missing.
Yes, there is.
Because we are releasing almost every day. We're aiming for every day, but at least every other day.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of content.
Yeah, and if you want to be part of that, just head over to our Patreon. You want to check out Heather's channel, link in the description. Link to our Patreon as well as in the description, as well as our Discord. If you want to talk to some like-minded people, and we have over 2,000 members on there, so check that out.
It's getting crazy.
Oh, yes, it is. And
they drive me nuts on there.
And I guess until next time, signing off, I'm Nate.
I'm Heather.
And we will see you later. Peace out.